Hi Gav, it is Monday the 16th of October, which means it's the first day of my week off. So far I've hit inbox 0, knocked off a bunch of small tasks, and now I'm recording a vlog. So yeah, I'm really good at having time off. It's been stressing me out that I'm some indeterminate number of videos behind, so I've decided to record a video every day of my week off, but not necessarily edit them, and that is why it is still a week off. And at the end of that, I'm going to declare myself caught up. I've mentioned this before, but I watch our 10-year ago video every day, and I just love them. I love seeing what little tiny Peter was up to and little tiny Gavin. And I understand that your anxiety means that you couldn't participate this year, but man, I miss seeing what you're up to and what you're doing and all your things. Like, you messaged a chat we're in with some exciting news and I reacted there, but also, I don't know, I didn't talk about it here because I was like, it's your news to tell, not my news, and so it's a whole thing. I was rewatching one of the vlogs I made recently and I was like, man, it looks like I have a lonely existence. The camera was up there and I was just putting my groceries away at the end of a long day of being all alone. I was like, this is like the journal of the world's loneliest man. I'm not actually that lonely. I have regular face-to-face Skypes with a bunch of people. I play Halo every night with like all my friends on my headset. So the only thing I'm missing is touch, I guess, but it turns out I just don't need touch that much. I'm doing pretty well. And because I'm doing all these networking events, I'm even meeting all these new people. It's like, if you're watching my life, such as say in vlog form, I can definitely see how it would look very lonely, but I'm not. I really just like my life, and when I do get lonely, I have my candle to keep me company, which is perhaps the loneliest thing ever said. So today I wanted to talk about bugs. I love my apartment. This is it. This is my entire apartment. You can see it all. But this is my first time living alone, so I've had to learn some stuff, namely insects. As you know, I've always been the messier person of the people I've lived with, and so the other person has apparently just done whatever you do to prevent bugs from ever being in your house. As well as that, I've discovered there's just a lot of ants in LA. It's just a very ant-filled city. And so in the 8 months I've been here, I've had to deal with 3 different types of insects. Now, I've conquered 2 of them, but there's one type that just keeps coming back. Let's start with ants. For a while, I've had this issue with ants in my apartment. It started with 1 or 2, and then almost overnight, there were just ants everywhere. And so I Googled it and I did some research, and I was like, here is how to get rid of ants, and I got rid of the ants. So this is my bathroom, and it turns out there was specifically coming in right here. That was the origin of ants. So now every time I see some ants, I just put ant killer on that spot and they don't spread out to the rest of the apartment. Secondly, fruit flies. Since I started dieting, fruit has become like my favorite thing. I have a very sweet tooth and fruit is sweet and relatively low calorie and very filling. So I'm all about my fruit. But fruit attracts fruit flies. And so for quite a while, I was just constantly surrounded by fruit flies. And at one point I was like, I don't know how to deal with this, I'm just going to ignore it. That was a bad idea. Turns out if you ignore fruit flies, it just makes way more fruit flies. And I opened up my food waste bin and just was met with a swarm of fruit flies. So I had to come up with a short-term and a long-term solution for this. The short-term solution was this stuff. It's a fruit fly trap. You open it up, it smells very sweet, and the fruit flies just come into it and then they drown, I guess, or get poisoned. And the long-term solution was an actual dedicated compost bin, which has just increased the number of bins I have in my apartment. Before that, I was using this little fellow, and they would just lay all their eggs on the top of the bin. I just couldn't work out how to deal with it. I didn't want to take my food waste down every single day because I don't leave the apartment every single day. But the compost bin has solved this, and I no longer have a problem with fruit flies. Which leads me to my third and final bug infestation: normal flies. At first, I thought it was like a gap in the window that was letting them in, but I got that fixed, and now I'm pretty confident they are breeding somewhere in the apartment. But it's not a big apartment, and I cannot for the life of me work out where. My current theory is it's my sink drain. So I just ordered some anti-fly sink drainer stuff that will hopefully solve the problem. About once every 5 or 6 weeks, I would just suddenly have 30 flies in my apartment, and they often congregated at the sink. I think that's what it was. So again, short-term solution is I just have fly spray, and when I see a fly, I spray it and it dies, and I just have a bunch of dead flies around. Long-term solution, hopefully this drain stuff, but if it's not the drain, I literally have no idea where they're breeding. Like, I've gone around the entire apartment looking for any spot where it makes sense for flies to breed, and I cannot find anything. So yeah, if it's not that, then I'll have to put my detective hat on. My fly detective hat. Anyway, that's all from me. I'm gonna go enjoy my first day off. Gav, I'll see you next time.